Gemini, welcome. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your weekly read for Gemini placement Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate, don't force the fit. Let's see what we have for you. I'm using a deck that I picked up in a Japanese shop decades ago. I don't know the name of it. I've looked on Google. I haven't found it yet. So if you happen to know, leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what the name of this deck might be. We'll do an oracle card at the end as well. Just one more card. There we go. Let's see what we have for you, Gem. Page of Cups, Seven of Cups, Hierophant. I feel like you got the Seven of Cups recently in another reading that I did for Gemini, but I'm not sure. So the Page of Cups, there's this sort of love. It's a very fresh love kind of feeling around this energy of this card. Like the sort of unconditional, clear, sweet, just very not complicated love that you feel for a pet or for a child, newborn, yours or someone else's. It's this sort of really nice energy. It's warm, but not passionate. It's not that. It's just an appreciation and an openness. There's an open feeling. Like my chest feels very open right now. This sense that it's a love that doesn't want anything from anyone. It doesn't demand anything in return. It's just a nice feeling. And I'm not sure how it relates to the rest of these cards, so let's take a look. The Seven of Cups is emotionally you can see that your world is open and that your future is unbounded, that there are options here, that there are many different choices you could make for your path forward. And it's looking at what you have so far experienced in your life and using that knowledge to advise your choices as you move forward, and it's not a time of moving forward. The Seven is more a space where you're looking at options. You're giving yourself kind of a cushion of time in which you can look at what you could do, where you could go, who you could be, and you can consider all of that in the safety of this cushion, this little bubble of time where you don't have to act. And that lines up quite well with where we find ourselves right now, many of us, in this holding pattern, in this waiting space, as we look to see, and we don't know when we get to move again. But it's a perfectly aligned time for you with this Seven of Cups. It gives you that freedom of a lack of obligation, which allows you to really clearly see and consider and sort of play the what if game, right? So if I do this, then this would happen, and what if that happened? If that happened, then this. And to play it out several iterations to see which path is most desirable for you and which path fits best with your life and your goals. The Hierophant in reverse, you find yourself now sort of rejecting the wisdom of teachers, the wisdom of authorities. You're really looking more at what you want and what speaks to you, what matters to you, as opposed to what you've always been told you were meant to be or meant to do. We're going to pull one of the oracle cards now from the Raven's Wand Oracle. Let me show it to you. I think this must be based on some books or a series, a book or a series of books. Focus. The art is interesting, and I like the cards very much, but I don't know the book or the book series, so if you happen to know it, leave me a comment. Let me know if you would recommend reading it, because I do have some reading time now. But let's see what we have for you for your oracle card. Okay. You have Destroying Angel in the upright. You can can see that. Her artwork, the artwork here is quite good. These little creatures. Almost looks like a sort of a Stonehenge circle in the background there. I think these must be really interesting books. Let's look up the meaning on this card for you. Separated from their fellows, a small band of witches find themselves lost in a hostile land. Freya Albright has taken her leadership to heart and perhaps too much. She believes their hopes for getting home rely totally on her. She's a fighter as well as a healer, hence her nickname, Destroying Angel. But she believes she must stand alone. Like Freya, whose motivation is simply to do her best, sometimes we stand alone out of pride and vanity. Be aware that others might be hanging on your every decision, so be very clear with your words. Let others make their own decisions too. Otherwise, you stifle their growth. Interesting message for you. So it's saying, you may feel like you have to be stoic and all alone, and you're the leader and the decision maker, and you must carry this weight by yourself. But it also cautions you to communicate carefully and clearly with people, because people do listen to you, and in this role, you have great power to affect the lives of others by the decisions you make and the way you communicate them. And I think that lines up fairly well with this Seven of Cups here. It is good that you have this cushion of time in order to consider things, because it's not just you that's affected by the choices you make, and you don't always have to stand alone. And there may be some value now in sharing your thinking, your thought process with those around you. I think that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope it's helpful. I hope that you're safe and well. And thank you for supporting the channel, and we'll see you next time. Blessings.